I thought we'd go for a wee run. I've put in a route. It's the Market Garden route. If anybody wants to know what Market Garden is, I'll put some information on the screen. So the idea is to try and explain how important the war in Europe was. I think some people in the United Kingdom, in America, don't realise how important the war was, what impact the war had here. So I hope this maybe gives you an idea. I'll probably be visiting some important places like war graves, monuments, places where important battles took place. So anyway, keep watching. I'll chop the video up a wee bit. I'll film the whole time, but I'll chop it up and try and keep it short and only let you see the important things. So we'll try and make it interesting and not just about motorbike riding this time. Try and get people enthusiastic about coming to Holland. Now this is where a lot of the fighting took part. You can see it's a lot of open ground. I can't imagine what it was like for the parachutists, the British, the Canadian, the Polish, to parachute into such a flat, open area. I think they thought that they had the element of surprise, but that turned out that wasn't true. If you ever get a chance and you're in Scotland, go to the Dumfries aircraft museum, because there's an exhibition about Market Garden there as well, and I see the glider that they used, or gliders that they used to land, because it wasn't just parachutists they come in with gliders. But the gliders were made out of balsam wood and material, so you can imagine what that was like to fly in that thing. Now see what other landmarks we come across. The army train up here, so yeah, I like he's up here. Les, he's getting lessons. There's lots of army camps up here, shooting ranges, and especially now with the war in Ukraine and NATO being a bit more active, you see a lot more army trucks, army personnel than you did a couple of years ago. And you see the flags, the airborne, that's in September, It's a big festival, I wouldn't call it a festival, celebration. And loads of military from different countries and private people and just people, and you can, it's just like a big sponsored walk. Bit with music and a celebration, and it's actually celebrating market garden. That's why it's called the Airborne, because that's actually that bit, this bit here was where all the airborne troops came in. Like I said, in gliders and parachutes. If you have a look on Google, you'll see that this was an important place during the war, and the museums here as well, the War Museum, and you can see they're starting to make the preparations for the festival that I was talking about, the walk, Airborne Wando Talk. This is the museum on the right hand side. We'll not begin in the day, I've been loads of times. It's worth a visit. If you're ever out this way, take a wee run into the museum. It's taking us into the car park. I'll go in. See, museum. It's definitely worth a visit. Hartenstein Museum. Very important for the war. I'll look up some details. I'll put it in the video. Pretty sad really, because I've never actually been here. I live in the neighbourhood and I've never been here. So first time for everything. Now, what I'll do is I'll switch the cameras off. No, I don't have to read it. It's in English. 1,754 Allied soldiers, sailors, airmen who lost their lives during the period of September 1944 to April 1945. I'll not talk too much. It's a bit of a serious place to do a commentary. Just to give you an idea, this is pretty small. I've been to other ones where it's much bigger. Maybe later today we'll go to another couple. Royal Engineers, Parachute Regiment, Border Regiment, Glider Pilot. Impressive. Yeah, maybe impressive is not a word to use. You feel a bit, yeah, what do you feel? But did they know what was going to happen when they signed up? I hope you were impressed. If you're ever out this way, make sure you take a stop by, show your respect, Now this is us heading back into Arnhem itself. Now keep your eye out for the famous bridge, the bridge too far. And the reason it's called the bridge too far was because they just didn't manage to hold it long enough for the troops to get here, so it was just a bit too much. They held it to the last man, John Frost, so they've called the bridge the John Frost Bridge. It's really an impressive story, a bravery. I sometimes wonder what goes on inside the people's heads when they're in that situation. How would I react? No idea. Now this is going over the bridge. The John Frost Bridge. The bridge too far. Now the John Frost Bridge. Crossing the River Rhine. This bridge was totally destroyed in the war. I'll see if I can find some pictures, put them up in the video. Now this is up onto the Driels Dyke. Now the reason we're going this way is because this is where during the escape and the attack, loads, and I'll look up the number, but loads of military had to try and cross the river to get to the other side, to get out of to get away from the Germans. Now it doesn't look that bad, but it's a pretty bad current, this river, and when it's dry now, so it's low, but when it's high, it's quite broad. So you can imagine it was during the night. They didn't have proper boats. I think a couple of locals were helping them with rowing boats. You can see here, it doesn't look that bad, but we're in the middle of a drought, so it's pretty low. But even still, I don't think I would want to try and swim across it or whatever. Yeah, and in 1945, probably the farms were here, but the village, that village there probably didn't even exist. So it would have been pretty scarce to get cover. I'll try and look up some of the details, put it in the description. I'll put some links in the description, and even try and put some information on the screen. But I think it's really important that we don't forget how bad it was. Oh, 101 Airborne Division in the Battle of the Island. That's why some of my American subscribers. It's going to be interesting. We'll have a look. Now, does anybody know the Screaming Eagles? The landing gliders. See, that's what I said. The remaining British troops at Oosterbeek were forced to withdraw south across the Rhine River. Now this is Driel itself. I was trying to look at the church to see if you could see any bullet holes, because these churches are still the original churches. I think this one's been rebuilt, but that one back there, that was the original church.